Let's take a look at how to optimize your campaigns using last-click attribution. Last-click attribution attributes 100% of the order value to the last click detected before an order is created in your shopping cart or payment system. So it is ideal for determining what made people finally buy. The other attribution models we have determine how you got these people down to this point. So those are just as important, because many times a last click campaign can only scale as good as the first clicks and the new leads or the retargeted existing leads get moved along till that last click. But there's plenty of times where the first click is also the last click because you converted them like that. So this is what we're going to look at today. There are 7 steps to optimizing a last click ROI campaign. First, you got to go to the ROI report and choose last click. That's an important step. Second, we're going to find the highest ROI campaigns using the last click attribution model method of scoring. Third, we're going to use the Campaign Explorer to dig into the details of why you're earning that high ROI. Fourth, we're going to move any losing ad spend within a winning campaign to the winners, because we want to scale where it's working and stop spending where you're leaking money out to the ad networks. The 5th step is to repeat this process for all the high ROI campaigns that are meant to get last click sales. The 6th step is to find the low ROI campaigns using last click. And the 7th step is to say, was the goal of this campaign to get a last click sale? Because if it is, you want to stop spending there and move the spend to the higher ROI campaigns. And if the goal was not a last click, such as your top of the funnel campaigns or your mid funnel campaigns, then you can just ignore these low ROI numbers and evaluate those campaigns using the correct attribution model. So the first thing to do is go to the ROI report under reports, and then we're going to come in here and choose last click. Notice when I choose last click, in parentheses, you're going to have a number, which is what is your last click attribution window? How long do you have from a last click until a sale needs to get detected from one of your order or payment integrations with Wicked Reports? Now, Facebook has recently narrowed their last click window to 7 days. Wicked Reports, you can have it up to 28 days if you'd like. That means this particular advertiser with 14 days means that they have 14 days as chosen as their window. Now, the time window determines how long after the click until we detect a sale. But then for customer lifetime value, if it's a subscription product, we'll continue to attribute revenue back to that last click if there is recurring. Just a little FYI there. So after you've picked the last click model, you could filter. Sometimes you want to filter by your ads just to see how they're doing. Now, particularly at top of the funnel, sometimes that's really valuable. For me, when I'm doing last click, I like to look at all the different sources because often email closes a lot of sales that paid generated the leads from, or the first click. The campaigns are going to show up by ad costs descending, and then all the organic sales will be down below. Now, because we're on last click, if it's a Facebook campaign, you'll see this additional column, incremental Facebook offline conversion sales. If Wicked Reports does not detect a click, we will push the sales up to Facebook offline conversions and then pull down any additional attributed revenue that Facebook can report. We built this specifically with Facebook back in 2017, the only ad tech partner that I'm aware of that does this. So the first step of optimizing is to find your highest ROI campaigns for that particular attribution model. This is the same time frame I'm using for the other attribution model videos. And you'll notice that the Facebook ROIs are much lower than they are for the top of the funnel in some cases. And we find that a lot where paid drives a lot of the traffic and then maybe email or some other channel might close it. In this case, we want to try to find a relative ROI to know what's considered good for this advertiser, for this attribution model, for this point in time. Because all performance is relative to both your brand, your ad spend, your strategies, and also the time frame selected. And so in this case, it seems pretty clear Facebook and Google is right around 100% is a decent ROI. And so we see Google Shopping not doing so hot for last click. However, Google branded is killing it, and Google search doing quite well. And so let's take a look here and look at why we have 17 grand that's not earning a higher ROI. And then we're going to look at a search campaign that is. Let's try to optimize this campaign for last click. First, I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to go in and dig into the details using the Campaign Explorer. So when the campaign loads up, this especially occurs in Google campaigns, there's a lot of different pockets of targeting versus ad group. And so the ad group shows up under content, and the targeting or the triggering criteria shows up under term. Because this is search, it's going to be the search term. If it's an audience, it's going to be the audience. If it's some other criteria, that's what you're going to see here. Could be aggressive expansion, could be all sorts of things. Whatever the reason this ad showed, whatever triggered it is under term. So when we see lobster rolls, well, lobster rolls was typed in the search. Pretty straightforward on that one. So what we're looking to do is move low performing ad spend to high performing ad spend. It's always what we're trying to do here. Particularly in a campaign where we see that we are making money, we can be much more confident that places that aren't making money really aren't working out and need to be optimized. Example, just the broad term lobster. I'm horrified, first of all, that that's in here. But then again, right here, it actually did all right. It made 100%. But the broad term here, big bucks, not making money. My personal opinion, I would stop spending there. Why? Because look at lobster tail, 348%. Now, someone might say, why is lobster tail working better than lobster tails? It could be as they started typing in, then they hit search when they saw tail, and they didn't wait for the extra S. I don't know. It doesn't matter. The point is, the data's saying, hey, lobster tail's working out great. Could be there's more bidders on lobster tails. I don't know. But when you see low ad spend, and then you see super high ad spend within the same campaign, I would move this future 649 over here. And I'd just double the ad spend here in 468. I'd double it. That's what I do here. Pretty straightforward. Another one, lobster rolls delivered. Interesting. Not doing well. Hasn't even got one sale, but it's only been $100. So we're not going to overreact to a very small fractional amount. In this case, it was a very easy optimization. Move the negative to the really high positive. When that happens, simple optimization. So now let's go in and optimize this campaign right here at the top, retargeting conversions, 124%. Normally that'd be a great ROI, but e-com, you have product costs. You probably want to do at least that good at the bottom of the funnel, right? Because you got to pay maybe half out the door for the product costs or your shipping costs. And so you want to, everyone wants to earn as much money as possible, right? Let's go in and optimize this Facebook one. So in this Facebook campaign, you know what? We've made some pretty good money though, 82 grand. It's 124%. Can we make more? Well, right off the bat, boom, 425% on abandoned cart one day. That's the target. With a nice offer here, looks like wild caught tuna. Killing it. 29 sales. We scroll through. This is the clear winner. And then top TOS 5%. That one's doing great as well. Whereas this engage with email, no order. A great idea. Target people who you have on in your email list that haven't bought yet. But guess what? They're still not buying. So take that ad spend and either throttle it onto here or dump it over here, because this is where you're making 16 times your money or 15 times. So it's never wrong to experiment. But when you want to optimize after the experiment's run its course, you move the ad spend where it's working and you live the fight another day when you're going to test again. So that's what I would do. I would take this money, move it here, move it down to here. Let's look at another one. 722. It's a page view. So the page view, not a terrible idea, but only making 23%. When you're making 370, move the spend up to here. That's what I do. This is how it works. I can just move on to the next campaign. Don't have to spend all day on this. It's straightforward. Move the spend, go to the next one. One other thing I want to show you, as you scroll down here, you're going to get to where the organic shows up. And I know no one likes organic, right? You're all in paid or all, unless you're doing SEO, but organic does make sales. And here we are. Here's direct. Now, a note about Wicked's organic methodology. We only give organic credit when we don't have a UTM click either from an ad or from email. So it's like ads, emails, then we look at organic. So it's at the bottom of the pile. So if we give it to organic, it really deserved it, or you didn't have tracking set up right, one or the other. Now, when you see not set, it means you have some UTMs out of the 5, but not on the campaign. You didn't have something set. So you can drill into that one and see what the heck's going on there. Then when you see all these guys right here, all these names, you can mouse over here and see it's either email or organic, or you can filter by email or organic, and then you can see them. Because you can optimize an email campaign just like you can optimize an ad campaign. Send the same emails that close to every new lead that comes in. Stop sending the emails no matter how much you wrote your heart out. If nobody buys and the point was to buy, stop sending it. Pretty simple. So let's review the last click checklist. You go to the ROI report and choose last click. Find the high ROI campaigns. Dive into them with the Campaign Explorer. Move the losing spend within the campaign to the winning targeting and ads. Repeat for all the high ROI campaigns. Find the low ROI campaigns. If the goal of that campaign was to get clicks that bought right away, then cancel those campaigns and move the spend to the high ROI campaigns. If the goal of those campaigns was not to get a last click because they're more for top of the funnel or the middle or educational for some reason, then don't make a decision using last click. Choose the correct attribution model that matches the intent of that campaign. What was the goal? That's what you do. Thanks for joining this video on how to optimize your campaigns for last click. I'm Scott, the founder of Wicked Reports. Have a great day.